Guys, what are you, a cheerleader? Is that what you signed up for? Welcome back, guys. Ron here once again, and before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying it, and give it a thumbs down if you're not. So once you watch it, just don't forget, guys, show your support for the channel. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified every time we upload a new video. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Hey guys, welcome back. Ron here once again. In today's video, I wanted to cover something simple but yet very important, and that is, how do we improve our consistency? How do you get better at being consistent on a more regular basis, right? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Is your account growing, and is it growing rapidly, or not necessarily rapidly, but is it growing on a consistent basis for you to say, yes, man, I'm being successful. This is working out for me, right? So what do you need to look at for you to determine that? What do you need to do? Because usually it's just simple, small changes that, are hard. They're simple, but yet extremely hard for everybody to realize and to do. And I've said it, and again, guys, repetition, I'm going to keep repeating myself because repetition is key. If you just keep listening and doing what I keep telling you, I'm telling you, it'll hit you like a ton of bricks one day. It'll just change everything over. We have plenty of examples in the room of people that have just, oh man, once they got it, they see it, it's like, oh, I get it. And we've said it multiple times. We covered it. I've covered it in some of my YouTube videos. We've definitely covered a lot of it on our webinars, guys. So once you take the course and you understand the basis of the system and what you need to follow, there's three simple things that you just need to understand, guys. First of all, number one, always study the stock that you're looking to trade, right? So I need you to study it. I need you to study and get familiar with the stock. If you look at this chart and you don't see an immediate opportunity, then you obviously are not seeing the stock for what it is and what it could do, and you're not preparing yourself, right? So you need to, first of all, learn and pay attention to the stock to the point where it's like, oh, I can see what that's likely to do next. And if it doesn't do that, this is what it's going to do alternatively. That's how much you need to study the chart. So that's step number one. Just study, study, study. Study the charts. Understand how much the stock you want to trade wants to move, right? So if you want to be consistent and you're going to be trading something, you need to understand it so you can understand what you're likely to do. So this is your training. When you go for a new job, they usually put you in training, depending on the job, for up to 3 months so that you can understand and they know that you're not going to produce, right? So I come from sales, and, we went to training sometimes for 3 months before you can actually expect to actually start producing for the company, right? So this is the same thing, guys. You need to prepare yourself. So train, train, train. And the only way you're going to do that is by studying these charts and getting sick of looking at these charts. So, for example, when I was learning how to fly, it got to the point, even in the military, when I first joined, they told us in basic training, you're going to shoot so much, you're going to be tired of it. You're going to be sick of shooting every day. And, I know some of the guys love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. I smelled it so much that I got sick of it. I honestly don't like the smell of gunpowder in the morning. When I went to flight school, it was the same thing. It's like, hey, man, you're going to be flying so much, you're going to be sick of it. And it did. It's like, man, I love flying. I'll tell you right now. But flying every single day, it got to the point where it's like, okay, now I'm tired of this. There's some days you just don't want to go fly. Same thing with this. I need you to look at these charts to the point where you're sick. And it's like, you know what? I don't even want to trade today because you shouldn't be trading every day anyway. So I want you to get to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm okay if I don't trade today. I'll study the charts and get ready for the next day. I'll study the charts on Sunday and plan out what days I'm going to be trading. And that's another reason why I say data is important. You guys need to keep track of your data. What days do you actually perform better? And if you can't give me an answer to that, then you're obviously not keeping track of your trades well enough, because you should know what days you actually perform better. Once you have that track log and you see, man, you know what? I actually murder on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, then hey, man, maybe I should only trade those days and then study on the other days. Yeah, you may miss some opportunities on Mondays and Wednesdays, but you should understand how you trade and when and why you're doing better on certain days than others. So just keep that in mind, okay? Step number two, guys, practice. And how do you practice, right? So first, you have on demand. Two, you have the paper accounts. And don't forget to call TD and activate your live quotes for your paper account, right? So practice, practice, practice. You can go on demand, and on demand sucks. We know it. I know it. but it does provide certain things that you can test out. You know what I mean? So you just use it, practice, 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 figure it out, and just practice. Okay, practice is key and essential for you, but getting better at being more consistent on a more regular basis. You know, practice makes perfect. Everybody has heard that phrase before, right? When you join a sports team, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever it is, guys, what do? You practice multiple times per week for the one game on Saturday or Sunday or whenever the game is, depending on the sport, right? So how many times per week did you have to go to practice and work out? How many hours per week were you working out before you can go and execute on that one day? Think about that. There's a reason why these systems are put in place before you actually go and execute, right? So you need to do the same thing here. And it's work. Yes, it's work. Nobody's going to give you a cookie and hand you a trade, guys. Stop looking for alerts. A lot of the guys, I had recent conversations with guys recently where, you know, they call me, hey, I've blown up my account because of this alert and this and this and that and whatever, okay? I'm like, okay, I can see that. And then the follow-on question was like, hey, do you guys do alert? I'm like, my man, this is why you're in the situation you're in now. If you've lost 50,000, 100,000, even 7 figures because you were taking alerts, that should give you a hint that, yo, you're putting your account, your money, and your family's future in somebody else's hands, yet you're the one pressing the button. How does that line up? It doesn't make sense, guys. So, you know, the basis of what we do here is execution is key, and it's your execution that matters. It doesn't matter what the guy next to you is doing. It's cool. We're going to congratulate everybody for making money. Yes. But it doesn't matter what Ron, what Oscar, what Rue, what Matt, what nobody else is doing except you. If you're not making money, what does it matter? Okay, you're cheering on the other guys. What are you, a cheerleader? Is that what you signed up for, to cheer on other people? That's not what I want you to be here for. I want you to make money. And the only way you're going to make money is by executing and practicing. So if you're not using the on-demand system, if you're not using the paper trade system to get better, you're doing yourself a disservice. So after you make your money for the day, you need to slog off the live system if you want to stick around for the rest of the day and jump onto the paper system and start practicing. Start practicing so that you can get better, okay? So that's step number 2, practice. And then step number 3, guys, is simple. The only thing, because I can't teach you, is self-control and emotional control. And the only way I know how to do that is by giving you a checklist to follow and by telling you, hey, follow these rules and you'll be okay. And the biggest rule of all, guys, is after you make your money, call it a day. If you're not actively managing a position that you opened earlier in the morning because you closed everything out because they hit your target, you got emotionally distracted or something told you to just take your money, by all means, guys, that's it. Call it a day. If you're up and you hit 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, or 30, or 50% profit, why are you going to go and risk that? And every single conversation that I have with you guys over and over and over again always leads to like, man, I was up today and I ended up losing money. And I've shared my story, guys. So how I even came about developing the systems that we have in place now is, again, I shared the story. I went to Florida, was trading with my buddy. I was up $3,000 in 15 minutes. And I was like, oh, well, the day just started. So, I mean, if I made $3,000 right now, man, imagine what we could do with the rest of the day. But I didn't have a system to stop. I didn't have a reason for me to say, you know what, Ron, $3,000 in 15 minutes is a lot of money. So that's per hour. What is the hourly wage on that? That's like what, $12,000 an hour if you were doing that, you know, per hour. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty good. But nothing, I had no system to tell me, hey, you know what, call it a day, you're done, right? Don't overtrade. Don't trade past 11. I didn't have any of that back then. And that was the day that it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, whoa, I can't keep doing this. Why is it that every day I trade, I'm up? And every time I overtrade, after I close my initial positions, I end up losing? It's because you're overtrading. You're no longer trading the initial plan. You're no longer have a reason to actually be even bothering. So if your account is growing, what is the sense in you putting your money at risk? And every single body that's in the group that stops trading, even if they made $5,000 in 3 minutes, they stop. Hey, man, you just made $5,000 between 9:37 and 9:41. You tell me that's not a good deal, right? So that's the stuff that you need to realize. So once you go into the trade in the morning and you're like, hey, you know what? I took the break. I made my money when it hit that target, that resistance level. I'm done. I closed everything out. That's it. You're done. There's no need for you to keep putting money at risk, especially if you made a significant profit. Just call it a day and call it quits. And those are the three things that I can tell you guys that will make you a little bit more consistent on a regular basis. If you just, one, you know what I mean? You study those charts. Two, practice. Use the on-demand. Use the the paper trading system to practice. And then three, stop trading after you've made your money for the day. That's it. Simple things, you know, they may seem simple, too simple to actually make a difference. And you're like, yeah, whatever, Ron. Fuck you. You just made me waste my time watching this video, Ron. Well, I can tell you, man, if that's how you feel, then trading may not be for you. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and I'll see you on the next one.